Hello and welcome to another Rent-A-Girlfriend reading. I am your host, FFXIII. Unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances. Perish, you uncultured swine. No, please, I need to know whether Reiji's gonna cook us again. Our former host, Fate, met his untimely demise due to what I was informed was excessive clickbait. And so, with a heavy heart, I took it upon myself to continue the journey that he started. I hope you will join me today for this magnificent dynamic reading by subscribing and liking the video and sharing it wherever you can, for it may just help him reach the afterlife. Now, in honor of the late Fate, let us mosey. Oh, excuse me. Let us mosey. On the way to Umi-kun's party with the greatest of girls. Keep it together, Kazuya. Invited by Umi, Kazuya's summary. I can't take it. My feelings for Mizuhara are going to explode. And while I was dealing with that, Umi-kun's invited me to a party via Mizuhara. He said he wanted to celebrate the premiere, but is that really the only reason? And man, I'm feeling out of place. I'm so nervous. Whoa. Interesting note, Chizuru looks a little bit pissed. Is she pissed at Umi? Ooh, I'm sensing something here, okay. Alright, not just cute, she's pretty and charming too. The most overpowering girlfriend. Ooh, Chizuru Mizuhara's complete fashion breakdown. The one-tone style gives her a cute yet polished look. Biggish earrings more beautiful than cute. A smallish handbag, perfect for parties. A see-through flared, tall skirt, mature and feminine. Gorgeous silver heels. Kazuya wearing nothing special. Kazuya's wearing nothing special. Kazuya's wearing nothing special. It's okay, he did plenty. Chapter 177. The Girlfriend and the Tiger's Den. Part 2. Miyajima Reiji. Oof. I'm excited, let's do this. I'm sorry about this. Huh? You don't know any of these people. It sort of feels like I forced you into this. No, not at all. I've been looking forward to this. Really? I'm glad to hear it. Enjoy yourself. And you're here on Umi-kun's tab too. The food should be great. Right. I mean, I wasn't that worried about the money, but more importantly, Mizuhara in formal mode! What a fireworks show! Damn! Did she put a dress over her dress? The fabric's beautiful! There's something a little casual about it, but it's clearly her nicest outfit. She's always sharp looking when she's on the clock, but seeing her in full dress mode? It's another side to her! It's like she's in top form! Does she smell different? There's something in the air. Sweet, but not too sweet. It's such a refreshing scent! She manages to look both classy and sexy! It's like the perfect glow-up! If she's usually a trendy cafe, right now she's an expensive Italian! Kids at home, please never compare girls to food. She's not just a beautiful girl anymore. She's a beautiful woman! The gulf between us is terrifying. I'm so glad I didn't wear my hoodie. Ah, right this way, please. Okay. Simple start, nothing too crazy yet. You're here with Umi-kun. Your QR code, please. Oh, right. Ah, you can head up to the terrace. The 3rd floor's indoors, but the 4th floor's on the terrace. Editor's note. What's Chizuru looking around for? It's oddly cute. This is the place? It's way bigger than I expected. There's 30 people? She said there's another room downstairs too? Miku knows all these people? Won't all these people be actors or people with business connections? Come to think of it, haven't I seen her somewhere before? Was it on TV? Actually, no, I'm pretty sure that's the girl from Chizuru's play. That's the girl who actually got Chizuru's job, I think. But, what, you got back together? You were just in Shibuya the other day throwing a fit saying, "This time we're totally done." Yeah, but when he gives me that look, I just can't stay mad. What a conversation. It's all handsome men and gorgeous women. I mean, if looks are all you care about, there's plenty of opportunities out there. Yeah, but Mary has looks and money. And fat old men! Let's go for a drive together sometime. Oh, that sounds great. What the hell am I doing here? I absolutely, 100% do not belong here! This is a hotbed of Japan's upper crust! I'm just a little field mouse who wandered into the tiger's den! They'll gobble me up in one bite! Oh boy. Kazuya, please don't panic. You're okay. It's okay. And this place is insane! You can see all of Dekenyama! What the hell? Eating fancy barbecue on a terrace? A normal party. Cheers! Dicks, yeah! What would a normal party be in a place like this? Thanks. Champagne, huh? Hey, Chizuru-chan! Umi-kun! There he is! Thanks for coming. No, thanks for inviting me. Sorry we're a bit late. No, not at all. People have just been showing up early. Wow, that dress is stunning. Black really is your color, Chizuru-chan. Oh, thank you. He's really here. He honestly looks so cool.
Oh no, he's hot!
Did he grow out his bangs? He looks sharp as hell today, too. He put this whole thing together, too? And Kinoshita-kun, long time no see. We have a checkered past. Hi there. He knows my name?
Suzy-Q, something about this doesn't feel right, and I want to know what.
Hey, Umi, the meat's gonna burn. I'll be right there. Okay. Umi commented on Chizuru's dress, and I think it made her a little flustered because she doesn't like his advances. So we'll see. I don't know what's going on yet, but I'm still on like the idea that Umi's feeling Kazuya out. Alright, I'll see you guys around. Yep, see ya. Huh? That was fast. Didn't he have anything he wanted to talk about? Yeah, he's right, that it was fast. It's a bit weird. Maybe he's trying to be considerate of her? I wonder what's going on. Hey, if it isn't Chi-chan! Chi-chan? Yude-kun. Who? Literally who? Who the hell is he? We were just looking at photos of production with Kagana-san. Come on, join us.
So he's an idiot.
Come on, this way. What? Hey. Forcing himself to smile with everything he has. Here, this is them all huddled up before they started. Oh, I see. Come on, what's your deal? They're just work friends, right? Everyone's got a social circle, even Mizuhara. Don't tie her down, keep it zen. I'm a grown-ass man. I see. So this is the world Mizuhara lives in. 5 minutes later. Yep, I expected things to end up like this. All alone. They've been bringing unlimited refills. I wonder where Mizuhara went. I doubt she'd just leave me like this, but I'm sure whatever she's doing is more fun than hanging out with the likes of me.
Oh my god!
Man, I'm starving, but I can't bring myself to go get something. I wonder how many hours I'll be stuck like this. Hey, sorry, I had to make the rounds. Misara! She came back. Hey, it's fine, don't worry about me. You must have a lot you want to talk about with your acting buddies, right? Huh? I'm the one who invited you, so I'm not going to leave you stuck by yourself. Mizuhara. Let's eat. Can't let it go to waste. Right. It's so good. When you're next to me, you shine brighter than any ritzy restaurant. Next time, there's something I want to talk about. I love Chizuru. She's such a good person. I'm happy for our boy. Okay, this was a pretty interesting chapter. It's a lot of setup, and it really like explored Kazuya's self-worth issues. I think it really delved into that because this is Chizuru's world. This is a place he's never been into before, and he's just a starting player, so he's really not like ready for something like this massive, this big of an undertaking, especially for him. And Chizuru kind of realizes that. I don't know what Umi-kun's planning, but I feel like Umi-kun is like testing Kazuya. He's trying to like feel him out, figure out what the heck is going on with him and why Chizuru likes him. I'm also really interested in that ending line where it's like, when you're next to me, you shine brighter than any ritzy restaurant. I'm curious if that's from Kazuya's perspective or Umi's perspective, because this could easily be both of them. It could also even be from Chizuru, so we don't really know. But I'm assuming it's from Umi or Kazuya. As for the line, next time there's something I want to talk about, I'm pretty sure that line is clearly referring to either Chizuru or Umi telling Kazuya about what happened between them during that one time. So Chizuru is clearly not interested in Umi. I don't think that's a big issue at all. In fact, I think if anything, she wants to be with Kazuya more, and she clearly like notices that Kazuya is uncomfortable and comes by, and she notices that he's hungry, and she comes by and she like brings all this stuff to him because she's very attentive of Kazuya and she knows he likes her. So she wants to spend time with him more. She knows he's the one that matters in the end. It's kind of like rough on Kazuya's end because while Chizuru knows that Kazuya likes her, Kazuya doesn't know that she knows that that he told her he likes her. And the scene in this where Kazuya is like, I'm a grown-ass man, I don't want to hold her down, I really, really respect that, and it really shows some of Kazuya's progression as a character, because despite liking her a lot, and despite viewing himself as like close to her, he really doesn't want to like be in her way. And honestly, I'm impressed that Chizuru was able to handle it so well, and that's one of the things I was looking forward to seeing, is like how she handles this kind of shit. And she just handled it with a smile. She didn't let them get too close, but she handled it with a smile, and she acted tough and honest. But I feel really, really bad for Kazuya in this situation, because it's not that he doesn't necessarily belong. He can belong if he wants to. It's just, this is really testing his self-esteem issues. And it's like, while Kazuya has been working towards them this entire time, it's still really rough on him because he hasn't overcome them. You don't just overcome self-esteem issues. Those don't go away. That takes time, practice, and effort. And when you're put in a situation where you do not have experience whatsoever, even if you could theoretically handle it, because this situation is new to you, because this situation is testing your self-esteem issues, you're not comfortable. And Reiji-san captures that perfectly in this chapter. He really nails like how that feels and how tough it is, but also does a really good job of maintaining a lighthearted tempo, because when I read the spoiler summary for this chapter, it sounded much darker than it actually was, but when you're actually experiencing it, the way he draws it, the way he paces it, it makes it very easy to watch and understand the situation, rather than making you feel completely hopeless and sad. And while it is like sad to see Kazuya like this, I love how it's done to not make you feel that way. You don't really feel like overwhelmed or sad in any way. You feel kind of a lighthearted experience. You're like, it's okay, it's not super bad, especially for Kazuya. And the fact that Chizuru comes back is also definitely a huge motivator for his character. I definitely don't think Umi's a threat, and one of the things I want to really point out is Umi's body language in this chapter. So while he comes up and he compliments Chizuru and he does all these things, you'll notice that he's keeping a lighthearted conversation. It's nothing like how that other friend interacted with Chizuru. It's completely different. The way Umi interacts with her is more kind of formal, but just casual enough, where he compliments her clothing. He's like, your clothing looks nice, yeah, and he notices that it bothers her. So the moment he gets called over, he leaves. He doesn't stay. And I think while Umi may theoretically still have feelings for Chizuru, he probably does. I doubt it just magically goes away like that. It's fucking Chizuru. How do you just lose feelings for Chizuru? That doesn't happen. And while I think he might still clearly have feelings for Chizuru, I'm not really sure what Umi's goal is, but it definitely has something to do with Chizuru. Nonetheless, Umi is not a very prominent character in this show, and while there are like studs, as Kazuya points them out, they aren't the main heroes of Chizuru's story, just like how Chizuru is the main heroine of Kazuya's story. I also find it interesting how Chizuru clearly feels responsible for the whole situation, and she legitimately feels bad because she thinks she's hurting Kazuya, and that really like hurts on behalf of Chizuru's end, because Chizuru already has like self-worth issues herself, and she already like hates that she, like, for example, hurt her grandma. And now that she knows Kazuya loves her, and this means a lot to him, and he doesn't want to hold her down despite being hurt himself. It's interesting seeing how much it hurts Chizuru, and you see it in this panel right after Kazuya tells her, hey, it's fine, you can go be with your friends. Just look at her face. She looks a little like sad, almost disappointed, and at the same time she's like, he's trying to be tough. It's interesting how she immediately voices it to Kazuya. She takes responsibility for what she said. She's like, I'm the one who invited you, so I'm not going to leave you stuck all by yourself. And it shows how much she really respects Kazuya as a person, and she wants to just kind of support him. She understands that Kazuya can't really handle this all on himself at the moment, and this is a starting experience for him. And I think, interestingly enough, this will probably be a good setup for Kazuya to transition into the movie industry, because he's an artist. Like, I'm gonna say it right now, Kazuya is an artist. He gets it. Like, the way he understands how people look, how they present themselves, how they do these things. Like, sure, he may not do it himself, but he clearly understands how it works. Like, he can describe Chizuru's class and style. He can like literally describe it word for word. Like, this, he even describes, like in the beginning of the chapter where he's describing her dress and the style of it and how it fits her perfectly, and how like there's even like a small nice scent smell that's sweet but not too sweet. He really understands, and I think that's what they were doing. I think that's what Reiji was doing in the beginning of this chapter, where he was kind of showing how Kazuya really understands this stuff. He's a movie artist and stuff, but self-esteem issues are a serious problem. Self-esteem issues, imposter syndrome, that shit is very common, and I think Kazuya is really experiencing that right now. And it happens a lot with many big artists. Like, a lot of big artists experience this type of stuff where they never feel like they truly belong in a situation, and it sucks for Kazuya because that's pretty much what he's going through right now. It's not that he doesn't belong, it's just he's not comfortable. Oh yeah, and I did want to touch on the line where he says, I'm sure whatever she's doing, it's more fun than hanging with the likes of me. He still doesn't see himself as worthy. He still views himself as lesser than, and it really like, and man, it really like still hurts that he thinks this way. Like, I'm really curious when at some point he'll start to see himself in a nicer light, because even now he still doesn't see himself in a good way. I also really like the scene where the dude like grabs her hand and runs away, and Chizuru turns towards Kazuya, and she's like, she gives him like a slight glance, is like, are you gonna be okay? And he like has to force a smile, and then the whole time he's like watching the situation, like, and feels extremely uncomfortable, as he really likes Chizuru, and he's almost pretty much in a boyfriend's position. He's just not really there. They're not actually dating. That's the problem. It's like he's pretty much in that position, but he's not, and so he's left in this limbo state where he doesn't know how to act and how to be himself, essentially. And he almost understands that he's essentially Chizuru's boyfriend, and when he says the line, don't tie her down, keep it zen, I'm a grown-ass man, it shows like he kind of gets it. He's like, yo, I'm not gonna be a little shit-faced, I'm gonna be smart about this, I'm gonna like get in her way like that. That's actually an interesting thing to notice because of Kazuya's progression as a character, because a lot of people say, yo, Kazuya doesn't progress as a character. I'm like, what the heck is this then, huh? Like, this isn't progression to you? Like, this dude would probably act really fucking stupid and make a huge scene in the beginning of the series, while now he's controlling himself despite being depressed and sad and kind of like alone in this situation, and he doesn't have any friends or doesn't meet any people. But yeah, again, I did really want to touch on the Umi situation. He's acting really formal and just very much like a host rather than someone who's close to Chizuru. Like, he's basically throwing out compliments that a host would say. He's keeping up appearances. That's kind of what I'm getting from Umi. Yes, I know the green screen is gone, but I'm too lazy to put it back up. The thing takes a while. Anyways, I also like how Reiji is able to capture this interesting dynamic between Kazuya and Chizuru, where neither character truly feels invincible in their own right. Like, while Chizuru is more mature in a sense and she's able to handle the world stuff, Kazuya is not comfortable in that situation, and this chapter kind of highlights that really well. What I love about that is throughout the entire series they highlight to you, or Reiji highlights to you, how they're essentially playing out the events of a real relationship without like essentially admitting it to each other, or without them essentially making it formal to each other. Does that make sense? It's kind of like how someone is in a relationship but they're not married. Does that make sense? Is like I noticed that a lot, especially after when Chizuru first confronts Kazuya about him having feelings for her. I think that's when it really starts, where you start having a lot of these situations where they're interacting with each other, and it's literally situations that romantic relationships have, and they have to deal with them without actually being in a romantic relationship. And you see how that plays into their dichotomy the whole time, and I found it really interesting, and it plays kind of into this too, where they're essentially acting like couples. Like, if you're reading through this, they're kind of acting like couples. Like, they're taking care of each other, they're watching out for each other. Kazuya is trying to put Chizuru first instead of like worrying about his own insecurities. Chizuru comes back to check on Kazuya to see how he's doing. There's a lot of moments like these, and I really, really appreciate that, because it's all about the subtle details, it's all about the tiny little details, and that's kind of like the whole theme of Rent-A-Girlfriend. It's like the little details, the little stuff you don't pay attention to, but when you take a minute and you take it in, you think about it, it's pretty charming. And the situation also highlights the progression of their characters, because now they're very different people from who they were before. They're essentially pretty much bordering on a romance, and you're starting to see that more and more, because, for example, the iconic line that Kazuya keeps dropping like almost every other chapter now, "I'm seeing another side to her." That line comes back again, and it's literally just Chizuru showing Kazuya more and more of her private life, because she's pretty much just transitioning into that romantic relationship. She's slowly opening up to him, and Kazuya is just kind of being patient with it. And you know what? I also understand like how Kazuya feels, because being in a party like this, being in this place where you don't know anybody, and the person you went with like separates from you, and you didn't even get to get introduced to anybody. Fucking yikes. Like, I get it. It's pretty much just memes at this point. Like I'm just envisioning like all these memes you can make from all these situations, like how like the one meme where the dude is like standing in the corner and everyone else is having fun. That's literally just Kazuya in that, except, you know, it's not as bad because Kazuya doesn't really think he's above everyone else, you know, so it's not really the meme, but you get my point. But it's also like how Reishi does the thing again where it's like Kazuya progressively falling into a panic, like at panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, panel 4 is like, fuck, make it stop, and he's just twisting into a spiral the further and further it gets, and he's barely trying to crack a smile. It's like, please end my suffering. Like, I really enjoyed that. That was super charming on Reishi's part. Well, yeah, you know, it's kind of like another setup-y chapter, but it also again highlights the dichotomy between the characters. And it's interesting how right as he says, and Kaneshida-kun, long time no see. Notice how Chizuru is deliberately highlighted in this shot. She's checking to see Kazuya's response, since she knows how he feels about her and how he felt about the Umi situation before. So it's kind of like her checking, it's like, hey, okay, how does he feel? And when Umi casually calls out Kazuya's last name of all things, it's like, it's really interesting. It's like, why does Umi know Kazuya's last name? Did Chizuru tell him Kazuya's last name? Like, even Kazuya asked the question, he's like, he knows my name? What? And I find that really interesting. It's like, why does Umi know Kazuya's name? Did he research him? Did he look him up on Twitter or some shit? Nonetheless, I don't think this is that type of situation. Again, Umi seems to keep a small level of distance, and I also think the ending line, upon retrospect and thinking about it, I also think the ending line where it says, when you're next to me, you shine brighter than any ritzy restaurant. I'm pretty sure that's from Kazuya's perspective. I'm 90% sure it's from Kazuya's perspective. Again, it could be from Umi or Kazuya, but I'm pretty sure it's from Kazuya's perspective. It makes more sense, and I think while Umi essentially views it the same way, I don't think that's what it is. As for the whole Tiger Den situation, interestingly enough, I like how the thing I broke down in my chapter 176 review is pretty much what Kazuya says. It's like, this is the Tiger's Den, this is the world that Chizuru belongs in, and it's pretty much just Hollywood. Hollywood's a scary fucking place. We're constantly told this throughout the series. Via whenever Chizuru or Kazuya interact with the movie industry, you really see like how fucked up it is and how just unfair it is, especially to Chizuru, someone who like really tries, and so now you're seeing the party aspect, the hey, look at everybody who's a stud and looks cool and shit. I also like how in the beginning I thought the girl was like, I got back back with that one dude. I thought it was like Umi's girlfriend. I guess I was just completely off. Thank you for watching. I've been Fate. I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. If you did, subscribe to the channel, please. It helps way more than you think. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to keep up with the uploads. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I'm looking forward to more Rent-A-Girlfriend stuff coming up. Also look forward to some new things I'm working on behind the scenes. I'm gonna do some interesting stuff for y'all. So I hope you get excited for what's to come. I have a lot of big plans. I have a lot of things I'm working on in the background. So for now, I have been Fate. I hope you enjoy this show with me, and yeah, I got revived because I didn't actually die in the opening. Surprise, surprise, it was all a bait. So, I'll see you guys next time, and remember, let's mosey.